what happens, the storm eventually ends. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready. And so I've really learned to put one foot in front of the other, good, bad, or indifferent, because eventually that storm passes.
Can you assess exactly what went wrong? Was it too many injuries? Was it Shaq's foot at the beginning of the year? Can you begin to assess why you lost this series?
No, I mean, we have a million and one excuses that we could go to. The fact of the matter is, we're not going to make it. They played better than we did in the series. We had opportunities to win it. They didn't go for us. So we just have to regroup. Like I said, next season starts right now, and come back next season and play.
How much harder will you work in this offseason now to get back to the championship?
I'll push myself to exhaustion.
With what you just said, it sounds like you think that if you're going to make it, you're going to make it no matter what. And if there's no things didn't go your way the first year and it ruined the trajectory of your career. It's either you have it or you don't.
That sounds like excuses to me. I mean, you got to figure it out, right? If you really have an obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out, right? And every puzzle is constructed differently. Right? AI's situation when he came into the league was different than mine. Mike's situation in Chicago was different than mine. Right? Everybody has a different puzzle, man. You just got to figure out your own puzzle. And then for my wife, it's, she's as competitive as I am. She's just like, listen, man, if you're going to be out here training 8 hours a day, if you're going to spend 9 months out of the year away from your family, you better fucking win the championship. I think is how do you negotiate with yourself? I think that's the biggest thing is, and we talk about the mental side of it, but then what does that really mean? Like the thoughts that happen in your mind when you're going through a competitive situation or you're facing a tight deadline, you still don't have the idea yet. What happens inside of here? You talk yourself out of it. You say, okay, well, it won't be a big deal if I don't do it. Or I don't have to get up on a Tuesday morning. They go ahead and hit the track. What does this day really mean in the long scheme of things anyway? It's just one day. Mm-hmm. And when you have those conversations with yourself, are you able to negotiate your way out of, that little, voice telling you it's not that important, or does that little voice get the best of you? I think that's what separates people who go on to do great things versus people who don't, or people that do great things but in an inconsistent way. When we say this cannot be accomplished, this cannot be done, then we are shortchanging ourselves. I knew that I was not going to be stopped. So at the age of 18, this was my life, right? So you can't possibly become better than me because you're not spending the time on it that I do. Even if you want to spend the time on it, you can't because you have other things. You have other responsibilities that are taking you away from it. So I already won. And that's the thing that's important is understanding that we have to have so much energy. Because for like Natalia and Gianna when they were babies, especially Natalia because they're doing prime years, and I go to practice and I train and I play the game and I come home and I'd be sore and I'd be tired, and she wants to go swimming, she wants me to take her to the park, she wants to just jump on my back or whatever the case may be. You can't say I'm too tired, I'm going to lay down. That's not fair. She doesn't know what the hell's going on, right? And if this was a game, you'd suck it up and play. I play games with the flu. I play games with 102-degree fever, man. Powerful. You can't do that. That is so powerful. Right? You got to be on, man. I think it's just finding what it is that you love to do. Like, I don't feel like I worked a day in my life. It's hard work as it's defined by the world. But to me, there was no place I'd rather be. Like I'd rather not be anywhere. I'd rather be on the track at 4 a.m. running wind sprints and, then be in a weight room at 6, and then be on the court at 9, and then, train till 3, and to be back. I'd rather be doing that than anything else. So it wasn't like it was hard work. I just found what it is that I love to do.
And I think one of the things for some, if you follow basketball or not, that you and Mike had in common is that it wasn't, hey, I'm going to take 8 games off this year to try to stay healthy. The mindset of, like that to you is comical, right, to do that.
What the hell is that, man? I don't know what that is. That's crazy. Seriously, it's crazy. Like, you got a lot of people paying their hard-earned money to come watch you perform. It's your job to be in shape. It's your job to be strong enough to perform at that level every single night. And as a competitor, I'm not ducking shit. Like, it's not, oh my God, my back hurts, I'm sore. We got to play Vince Carter and Toronto Raptors tonight. We actually had this happen. We had a game against Toronto, in 2000, and Vince was tearing the league up. My back was jacked. But like the perception of that, like what? Kobe's missing the game against Toronto and Vince Carter because my back was really spasming. But people will be like, what? Oh, he's ducking Vince. Excuse me? No, I don't think so. So I would be in the layup line like, okay, there's a lot of days where you can rest and recover. Today ain't one of them. Your back can bother you any other day. That shit ain't bothering me today. He gonna have to see me today. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. What I always try to do through injuries is not think about them, because when the game itself is more significant than the injury, you don't feel the injury. The injury won't get in the way because it's not important to you. As time goes on, I'm sitting there, 78 years old, and I'm going to be wondering if I could have come back from this injury. I don't want to wonder. I want to find out.
We got to get to that 60-point game.
I want to see, man.
We got to get to that game.
Yeah, if like the critics are out there saying he's done, he'll never come back. Well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're not. But let's find out. Well, it's been tough, but when I have tough situations, I try to look at them as challenges. I don't look at them as something where it becomes a burden or something that's heavy on my shoulders. I look at it as a challenge. It's something that, it's just a puzzle that you have to figure out no matter what. You pull your hamstring really, really badly. You can barely walk, right? Let alone play anything. Soccer, basketball, volleyball, whatever it is. Can't do anything. Doctor tells you go home, sit up on the couch, rest your hammy, right? Stay off of it. Don't get up. No sudden movements. You're at home. All of a sudden, a fire breaks out in the home, right? Your kids are upstairs. Wife is wherever she may be. This shit's going down, right? I'm willing to bet that you're going to forget about your hamstring. You're going to sprint upstairs. You're going to grab your kids. You're going to make sure your wife's good. You're getting out of that house, right? Hamstring be damned. You're not going to feel your hamstring, right? And the reason is because the lives of your family are more important than the injury of your hamstring. And so when the game is more important than the injury itself, you don't feel that damn injury. Not at that time. You can't shortchange yourself. Like you're not cheating anybody but yourself. Right? I mean, you're tired. You're literally this far away from the line. Why would you not go that extra to touch the line? Right? So if I let him get away with that, right, all of a sudden he starts maybe to cheat something over here, right? Not give his best over here, not give his best over here. And as years go on, he's going to be he's not going to reach his full potential because he's been taking these little shortcuts that just add up. And you can't let that happen. Our job as teachers, as mentors, as inspirers, it's our responsibility to hold them accountable to those things.
That's all you need, just to reload.
Yeah, because I'm already in shape. I don't need to sleep to be in shape and ready to go. Like, I can run all day already. My stamina's already where it should be. So, like, whether or not I'm sleepy or not, like being sleepy and then being fatigued are two different things. I can play the game and be sleepy and not be fatigued. It's fun.
What's the least amount of sleep you played a game on? Is there a story where it's like, no one knows about, where you went and played a game and it was so insane for whatever reasons?
No sleep.
You played a game with zero sleep.
Zero sleep. Zero sleep. It's like, kids, Natalia had a certain, health situation or what have you, and you're staying up all night, and then you got to go out and perform because fans don't know, teammates don't know, nor do they care, nor should they, that you've been up all night. You got to perform, right? And so you just got to go to work, man. It's respect. It's respect doing things like that. And I say, listen, you know the answer to that. I don't know. Like, what makes you uncomfortable when you play. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing for kids nowadays is that they want to rely on coaches too much and workout guys, which is fine to have them help you work out, but you have to tell them what you need. Right? You have to be able to say, okay, I feel uncomfortable with this. And if you don't know, then you're not as prepared as you should be, right? You need to know what your strengths and weaknesses are first. And then, I can tell you some of the things, some of the rhythmic things, or some of the exercises, or how much repetition you need to be doing on certain things. But you got to know your game.
If anyone's going to get through this, probably you, right?
Oh man, shit.
Did you say all man shit? Because everybody's expecting me to be invincible, man. Like, freaking let me just play the damn game. I'm a human being. Is that kind of what you were thinking? Or was it like, the world's expect me to come back in the next month because I'm Kobe? Like, what were you thinking in that moment with all that pressure?
I was thinking, like, I don't know if I can do this. Dude,
Wow.
Achilles were like the kiss of death.
Yes.
Athletes. Like,
Yes.
I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. There's so many factors. There's the surgery that has to take place. The surgery has to go well, right? And then just it's a tendon. I'm not dealing with anything that's muscular or things that I can control. I can't control a tendon. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. And then thinking about what that process of recovery is going to look like. It's a long one. Do I want to do that shit? I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know. So that was the hardest part.
You don't know if you want to do it, or you don't know if you are going to be able to come back from it.
Both.
Oh,
Like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I want to do it.
Got it.
I mean, it's a long
Yes.
process. But like when I went in the trainer's room, my kids are in there, and they're looking at you and stuff, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, it's all right. Dad's gonna be all right. It'll be fine. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. As a parent, you gotta set the example. You gotta set the example. This is another obstacle. This obstacle cannot define me. It's not going to cripple me. It's not going to be responsible for me stepping away for the game that I love. I'm going to step away on my own terms. And that's when the decision was made that, you know what? I'm doing it. Doing it.
Savage. All right, family. Grand Rising. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is having a good morning. Family, put a 1 in the chat box if you're feeling blessed, you're feeling good this morning, if you did your full morning routine this morning, if you've really been tapped in this morning. As you can see, I'm a little bit sweaty here because I just finished a really good workout. And I'm just feeling good. I really did my full morning routine. I don't think I missed anything this morning. And everything just feels so amazing when you get a chance to just start a week with doing your full morning routine. Everything from waking up, practicing gratitude, prayer, brushing your teeth with your left hand, reading your goal card, right? Going to the park, doing your meditation, doing your reading, doing your journaling, doing a little workout, right? Just making sure that you get all the work in every morning right before you jump on this call is so valuable. And I'm so extremely thankful to be on this call with all of you, man. Wow. It just feels so good. Everything is just so aligned. It's the last week of June. We're headed into July, which is something that I'm super excited about. And I'm really looking forward to all of us to grow. Everything is happening exactly the way that it's supposed to happen. And that's the best thing about life right there, guys. So let's continue to grow each other. Let's continue to hold each other accountable. I wanted to make sure that I did a powerful call today on the power of character, because character is something that we must develop through this summertime in order for us to get the results that we want. So make sure that you guys send this link out to, your friends, your family, your group chats. Let everybody know to wake up, wake up, wake up. There should be nobody sleeping at this time right now. Everybody should be up, morning routine done, ready to work, ready to elevate, ready to take themselves to the next level. Nobody should be sleeping at this very moment right now. Nobody, family. No one should be sleeping. Everybody should be up, getting right, getting the information in. And this is what I'm super excited about. But before we get the call started, as you guys know, we must practice some gratitude first. So what is one thing that you guys are grateful for this morning? Type it in the chat box. What is one thing that you are all grateful for this morning? I am grateful for God. I am grateful for his presence. I am grateful for his grace. I am grateful for, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for, my team, the leaders within my organization. I'm grateful for the book that I'm currently reading. I'm learning so much about it, and just everything that comes with it, with the power of, being present in the moment. Okay. I'm extremely grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano Familia. Let me see. All right, perfect. Let me there we go. So, I'm just extremely grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano Familia. I'm grateful for Katie. I'm grateful for my IG family. let me see what else. I'm grateful for, the keys to success that we have. I'm grateful for my whole team and all the leaders within my organization, everyone in the Leadership Dynasty 3.0. You guys know who you are. I'm grateful for all of you and grateful for the rest of the team, grateful for the profits, the information, the wisdom, and everything that we have access to each and every single day, guys. So I'm blessed. I'm grateful. Thank you guys so much for hopping on today. And let's get this call started. We have a really good call ahead of us right now. And today we're going to be talking about the power of character, family, the power of character. So put that at the top of your paper. The last time that I did this training was actually all the way in December, actually. So it's actually been 6 months since I last done this training. And, I was thinking, I was like, man, what should I talk about today? What would be a good, training for me to do today? And I said, you know what, let's talk about character today, because character is something that is important, especially during times of lock-in times, right? What do I mean by a time of locking in, right? You see, over the next few months, you want to make sure that you are truly locked in into what it is that you want to accomplish, right? There can't be any slip-ups. There can't be any days off. There can't be, this narrative that you're just gonna cruise through the summer. Like, this has to be a summer of uncomfortability. This has to be a summer of you pushing yourself to your limits. This has to be a summer where you do things that you've never done in order for you to get things that you've never had. Okay, so let's make sure that we are always putting ourselves in a place of uncomfortability, doing things that make us uncomfortable. So I am very, very, very grateful for everything. Now, one thing I want to make sure you guys know before I get into the call is this, okay, guys? Don't forget to be grateful for where you are, okay? I know that we practice gratitude on these calls every morning, but don't wait to jump on Mornings with Nano to start practicing gratitude, okay? Don't wait for you to, for me to tell you guys to drop one thing that you're grateful for that be the first time that you practice gratitude. Like, before you jump on these calls, okay, you want to have practice gratitude. And remember, it's not just about speaking it, it is about feeling it as well. And I want you guys to write this down, and I want you guys to put this, all right, on your stories, because a lot of people need to hear this today. All right. And I want you guys to tag me on it if you want, doesn't matter. But I want you guys to really embrace this quote right here and write this down. It's better to lose count naming your blessings than to lose your blessing counting your troubles. Write that one down right there. Okay. We all need to hear that. All right. It's better to lose count naming your blessings than to lose your blessings counting your troubles. Can I get an amen in the chat box for that, please? All right. It's better to lose count naming your blessings than to lose your blessings counting your troubles. Okay. Name the blessings that you have. You are blessed to have a house, a roof over your head. You're blessed for your health. You are grateful for, your family, for your mom, for your dad, for your little brother, for your kids. You're grateful for the opportunity to jump on Mornings with Nano. It's better to lose count naming the blessings that you have than to lose your blessings counting all the troubles that you have in your life. Forget about the troubles. The troubles are only there temporarily. Okay. And I know that there's people on this call that needed to hear that. And that's the reason why I said this morning. Something told me to say that to you guys this morning, because there may be some of you that are too lost in your troubles that you're forgetting to count the blessings that you already have in your life. I want you to know that the troubles that are in your life are only there temporarily. It doesn't matter how bad they seem, how long they've been there, they are only there temporarily. So if you want to get rid of those troubles, count your blessings more. Be grateful for your blessings more, because this is where it's going to take you. All right, guys. My troubles have disappeared since I started to practice more gratitude. All right, guys. And that's something that I really, really wanted to name. All right. So let's talk about the power of character. Amen again, right? That's a double amen for sure. That's a double amen. And you want to put that on your story. You know why? Because there's people right now, as you guys know, who are going through a lot of troubles, financial troubles, emotional troubles, mental troubles. And a lot of people are more focused on their troubles than they are on their blessings. And because what they're focused on is their troubles, guess what? That's going to grow in their life. And they're only going to have more trouble. So if that one quote can help them shift their mindset, if that one quote can help them shift the way that they're thinking and change from a trouble mindset to a blessings mindset, everything can change for one person just with that one post, guys. So you can literally be impacting somebody right now on this call just by doing that. And you can literally do this on your team call, name it, just talk about it today, because a lot of people need to hear this stuff. Okay. Now, the power of character. Okay. Now, in order for us to understand the power of character, we need to first understand what is character. Okay. So I need everybody to write this down, and I need you guys to be taking notes. Okay. As a matter of fact, if you're taking notes right now and you're locked in, you're intentional, you have your pen and paper in front of you. If you're like this right now, I want to know who's really like this. If your notebook is open, all right, and you have your blue pen and you have your notebook open, you're sitting in front of your laptop, in front of your phone, in front of your TV, and you're actually taking notes, put a 2 in the chat box right now if you are actually being intentional about this call. I want to know who's actually being intentional about this call. I don't want to know who's on their bed, laying down, chilling, not taking any notes, because at the end of the day, it is a proven fact that you will forget 90 to 95% of the information that I share here today unless you write it down. So if you don't write down the information that I'm sharing here today, yeah, you'll listen to it. Yeah, you'll be able to hear it. But guess what? A lot of it is going to go in one ear and it's going to go out the other. Okay. If you're driving to work, I get it. It's okay. All right. But if you can sit in front of your laptop or your phone and take notes, okay, let's make sure we're taking notes, okay? Because I'm going to drop a lot of information for you guys today, okay? It's very important for you guys to be intentional. Now, if you can't be intentional, make sure that you're listening to this with intention, okay? If you're driving to work, if you're at work and can't take notes, okay? Just make sure that you are being intentional about it. It's very important, okay? Very, very important, all right? So what is character, okay? Character, all right, is following through on a decision long after the excitement and the emotion has passed. All right. Character is following through on a decision long after the excitement and the emotion has passed. Okay. This is important. So, what is character? You make a decision that this is going to be the best summer ever for you. This is going to be a summer where you elevate. This is going to be the summer where you stay consistent with your morning routine. This is going to be the summer where you hit that next level in your business. All right. Character, all right, is following through on that decision long after that excitement that you had and that emotion has passed. So once all of that excitement that you had, like, yeah, man, this is going to be my summer. This is going to be the summer where I turn up. This is going to be the summer where I hit that next level in my business. Okay. And you was excited about that. And you was blessed about that. Character is following through on that decision when that goes away, when that emotion goes away, when that excitement goes away. Are you going to continue to show up? Are you going to continue to do your morning routine when things go and you start dealing with some adversity? Are you going to continue to put the work in long after the emotion has passed? Because if you see, this is how you tell whose character is real or not. At the beginning of the year, January 1st, or you could say December 31st, a lot of people had a lot of New Year's resolutions, right? They had New Year's resolutions that this year they were going to work out more. They, they had resolutions that this was going to be the year where they got uncomfortable. This was going to be the year where they, stop smoking, stop drinking, that this was going to be the year where they started to go a lot harder, right? Guess what, fam? Are they still following those resolutions? Or have they allowed the outside circumstances, okay, to affect their peace? Have they stopped due to the adversities that they faced? You see, guys, I'm telling you guys all right now, a lot of you will face adversities. All of us will face adversities this summer at some point in time. But are you going to be able to keep doing what you said you were going to do after the emotions and the excitement has passed? After that adversity gets to you, are you going to be able to keep going? That's the question you have to start to prepare yourself for. Okay, because when everything is good, all is good, right? It's like, for example, me, Nano. I'm waking up, I'm doing my morning routine, I'm working out, I'm reading, I'm journaling, I'm visualizing, I'm feeling good every morning. And if I face an adversity a few days from now, am I going to allow that adversity to stop me from going to do my morning routine? Or am I going to continue to show up for my morning routine every single day? That is what's going to determine my character right there. That is what's going to determine my character. Am I going to allow somebody from the outside to say something to me that doesn't align with what I say, and the fact that they said that my business doesn't work and that this and that it's a scam or all of whatever the things that people like to say nowadays? Am I going to allow what they say to stop me from doing my work? This is the key. What are you doing when no one's watching? I'm pushing myself when no one's watching. I'm talking to myself when no one's watching. I was literally talking to myself when I was working out today. I was like, come on, Nano, 2 more, bro. Push yourself. Let's go. Push yourself. I was talking to myself when I was reading. All right, Nano, a few more pages and you're done with this chapter. Let's finish strong. Let's stay locked in. Write those gratitudes down. Stay focused on that meditation. It's about putting yourself in that position, and that's key. Now, there's 4 ways for you to improve your character this summer. 4 ways for you to improve your character this summer. There's only 4 ways you can do it this summer. And I'm going to teach you guys this here today. There are 4 ways for you to improve your character. All right. Number 1. All right. And actually, before I teach you guys the 4 ways, I challenge all of you guys to teach this to your friends and your teams and your families, because a lot of people need an improvement of character for us to start to become a better community as well. All right. So I want all of you to teach this to somebody. Okay. Drop a 4 in the chat box if you're going to be teaching this at some point today, tomorrow, this week, or on your IG Live. You can literally go on IG Live and teach this to your audience. Remember, your audience, some of your audiences don't follow me. So you can take this and run with it, and it can be your training. You can give me credit if you want, okay, but I don't need the credit. All right? I don't need the credit, but I need you guys to go teach it though. Go teach it to your team. Go teach it to your IG Live. Go post it. Go run a training on it. Okay, teach it to your little brother, your little sister. Teach it to your kids. Teach your people the importance of character. Okay. The first way to improve your character, number 1, okay, is you must be impeccable with your word. That's the first way to improve your character. And it's something that we hear all the time. But impeccability with your word is the first way to improve your character. Okay? Because remember this, impeccable with your word is a behavior. Impeccable with your word is a behavior. That's something that you must be. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. All right? Last night before I fell asleep, I said I'm going to wake up at 6:30 a.m. I was up at 6:30 a.m. Okay, it's important that you guys understand that, right? I told myself Nano, tomorrow, I set the intention before I go to bed, right? I set my intention right before I went to bed, right before I laid my head to sleep. Okay, I said, tomorrow, Nano, we're going to wake up at 6:30 a.m. We're going to get ourselves ready to go to the park. We're going to do everything with a lot of intention, and you're going to do your full morning routine tomorrow. No excuses. Guess what? I woke up at 6:30 a.m. I did everything I said I was going to do with the intention that I said I was going to do it, and I did my full morning routine. So everything I told myself last night I was going to do, I did it. Okay? Everything I said I was going to do last night before I fell asleep, I did it. And that is what's important. You got to keep your word on the things that you say you're going to do. Stay true to yourself. And if you're not telling yourself what you're going to do, then you need to start telling yourself what you're going to do, because that is what's going to improve your character. Can you follow through on the things that you said you were going to do? What intentions did you set for this week? What goals did you set for this week? What improvements are you going to make this week? Did you evaluate yourself already for the 6-month period? Right? Put a 3 in the chat box if you've already done your 6-month evaluation. When I asked you guys to do this on Friday, right? I said, guys, this will be a great time for you guys to do your 6-month evaluation. What are the 3 questions? What did I do well the first 6 months? What didn't I do well the first 6 months? And what am I going to improve on the next 6 months? Look at the problem right there. I asked you guys how many of you guys have done it, and less than 5 people have actually dropped 3s in the chat box, but there's 430 people on the call. You see where the problem is, right? You see where the problem is, family? Is that people are jumping on these calls. They're listening to the information that I teach, but people actually are not applying it. They're not applying the information, right? If I were to add the amount of people that did it on Instagram and here, there's still less than 30 people who typed 3s in their chat box. Now, let me ask you guys another question. How many of you guys, right? I want you guys to type a 1 in the chat box. Type a 1 in the chat box if you are dissatisfied with your results at this current moment. Type a 1 in the chat box if you are dissatisfied with your results, with where you are right now. If you are dissatisfied, you know you can do better. You know you can improve. Look at the difference, family. Why didn't it look like that when I asked you guys how many of you guys did your evaluations? Why wasn't it like that when I asked people, hey, who's done their 6-month evaluations? Why didn't it drop like that? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. It's because we need to get in the habit of applying the information that we are learning on a day-to-day basis. It's 3 questions, fam. It's 3 questions that you have to ask yourself. Now, it's not a bad thing that you haven't done it yet, because luckily for you, I've been telling you guys with time. But guess what? You need to do it at some point this week, because Friday is July 1st. Friday is the halfway point. And why am I telling you guys to do this? Is because a lot of us need this evaluation. Listen to me, guys. I needed this evaluation. That's the reason why I'm telling you guys to do the exact same thing. You want to ask yourself those 3 questions. Number 1, what did you do well the first 6 months of the year? Okay. What have you done well up until this moment? Be honest with yourself. Give yourself credit for the things you've done well. Maybe you've done your morning routine. You've worked out a good amount of times. You hit your first rank. You made some good profits. You sold a good amount of products. Okay. You've been a better mom, a better boyfriend, a better husband, right? Whatever it is, Okay, what have you done well up until this very moment? Okay, give yourself credit for it. Okay, we can't only be focused on the things that we're not doing well. Let's give ourselves credits for the things that we are doing well. Okay, so what did you do well the first 6 months? Question number one. Question number two is, what didn't you do well the first 6 months? I'm going to be telling you guys to do this all week because I know how important it's been for me to do evaluations. I know a lot of the success that I've had has been due to the fact that I've evaluated myself and I've checked myself, because what I've understood is that you can't track what you don't measure. You cannot track what you do not measure. You don't know how far you've come, okay? You can't track how far you've come if you haven't measured it. You don't know what things you've done well up until this very moment. And guess what? You can sit down and you can do an evaluation and you'll realize all the things that you're not doing well. If you guys actually sit down, right? If you guys were to actually sit down with intention and you were to actually do a meditation on yourself and just focusing on your growth for yourself. And then after that meditation, you were to sit down and grab that pen and be like, okay, let me do this evaluation with intention. Let me focus. Let me put my phone down and let me do an evaluation with intention. What did I do well these first 6 months? And you actually sit down and think about it. Okay, in January, February, March, April, what were the things I was doing well? Boom, 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 boom. Amazing. I'm done. If you need some help, call a friend, call your accountability partner, call your husband, call your wife, call your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is. Ask them, yo, what do you feel like I've done well the first 6 months from what you've seen? What have I done well these first 6 months? Be honest with me. Just be, from what you see, what do you feel like I've done well? And if you're in a relationship, I think this would be a great exercise for you to do with your significant other. Hey, what have we done well in our relationship the first 6 months? This could be something that can help you improve your relationship if some of you guys are dealing with some relationship problems. This would be something great for my people in relationships. Sit down with your partner and ask them, hey, look, let's do an evaluation of our first 6 months of the year. Because guess what? If you haven't evaluated your relationship, guess what's going to happen? The same mistakes that you guys made and the same arguments and the same problems that you guys had the first 6 months, they're going to repeat again the next 6 months. Because you are not aware of the things that you need to improve on. So I challenge all my people here who are in a relationship with someone else, okay, to do that exercise with your significant other. It'll only take you 30 minutes. Because guess what? If you improve your relationship, your business will improve as well. If you improve your relationship, your business will improve, your mental will improve, everything else will improve. Your relationship with God will improve. Everything is going to improve. Sometimes all you need to fix is one thing in your life and everything else gets fixed. So ask your significant other, hey, babe, what did we do well the first 6 months? And then ask yourselves, what didn't you do well the first 6 months? And then the next question you ask yourself is, what are we going to improve on the next 6 months? I think you should do this for my people, right? If you're in a relationship, you should do this on your own first. Do your own personal evaluation, and then do your evaluation within your relationship. And some of you guys evaluate yourself with God too. Why not? Make an evaluation with God as well. What did you do well with God this year? That's one of the ones that we all need to do, actually. What did you do well in your first 6 months with God? Well, God, I woke up and I prayed every morning. I woke up and prayed every morning. I practiced gratitude every morning. I was obedient with the word. What didn't you do well? Well, I didn't go to church every Sunday. I didn't worship every Sunday. I wasn't true to some of the words that I said I was going to do. Right? It's about being intentional about those things. This is so key. The things that I'm telling you guys right now are monumental. Monumental. As a matter of fact, that just came to me. I need to do an evaluation with God. I need to do an evaluation with God. I need that one, actually. I'm actually glad that I mentioned this because I need to do that now. After this call, I need to evaluate my relationship with God after this, because that's most important right there. I think we all need that one. I know I could read the word more. I know I can worship more. I know I can take more time. There's a lot of things that and maybe that improvement with God could be the missing piece that I'm missing to get the things that I've been asking for. So look at that. Personal evaluation, relationship evaluation, and God evaluation. It's very important. But we got to be impeccable with our word, which is number one. That's going to be the number one way for us to improve our character. Okay? If you said you were going to stop doing something, stop doing it. If you said you're going to improve on something, make sure that you're doing it. If you said you were going to go to the gym 3 times a week, go to the gym 3 times a week. If you said you were going to start reading more, read more. If you said you were going to wake up at a certain time, wake up at that time. You said you were going to start journaling, start journaling. I'm literally about to finish this last journal. Look at the little bit of pages I've left of this journal. And then I get to start my next journal. Okay? Another journal that I get to start because I'm consistently writing in it. Okay, so that's number one way to improve your character, is through being impeccable with your word. All right, be impeccable with your word. Number 2 is you must understand that whatever you do in the dark will always show up in the light. Okay, whatever you do in the dark will always show up in the light. What do I mean by that? Okay, you get praised in public for what you do in private. You get praised in public for what you do in private. Okay, we need to understand that. You get praised in public for what you do in private. Okay. If you're not being praised in public, it's because what you're doing in private is not intentional. You're lacking that praise. You're lacking that recognition. You're lacking that celebration. Well, guess what? How can you be celebrated in public when you weren't putting in the work in private? You will only be celebrated in public for what you do in private. The reason why I get celebrated in public is not because of what I did in front of everybody. It's because of the work that I put in when nobody was watching. All those mornings that I went to the beach, all those mornings when I went to the park, all those countless books that I read, all the times that I wrote down my goals, all the times that I went to the gym, all the times that I put in the work in private, and now I'm getting praised and celebrated in public. That's how it works. You want to improve your character? It's about the things that you're doing when nobody is watching. It's about those prayers that you did by when it was just you and God. All those long nights, early mornings. Don't expect to be celebrated in public for the work that you're not putting in, fam. It never happens. I never got celebrated in public for things that I didn't do in private. Never. I can't remember one time that people were celebrating me for things that I didn't do in private and for work that I didn't put in. And you got to understand, don't just do this for the gram, bro. I know a lot of people that will jump on Mornings with Nano, take a screenshot, boom, on Mornings with Nano, you already know, getting the work, and then hop off the call. They'll just do it for the gram. They'll do it to show that they're on the call. But are you really on the call, though? Are you really intentionally listening to the call? Are you really taking notes? Are you really listening? Yeah, Natalie, people still do that. I know. You can't fake it. You can fake it to everybody else, but you can't fake it to God. You always get caught up. Let me tell you guys something right here, and I want you guys to really listen to this, okay? And this is something important, and I need you guys to really internalize this message, okay? Some of us have some battles that we need to face in the dark, so when we get the light put on us, we don't crumble. Listen to that again. Some of us have battles that we need to face in the dark so that when we get put in the light, we don't crumble. And that's the truth. There are people on this call that you guys have some battles you need to face in the dark on your own. You got to face them. Because if you get put in the light with those problems, you're going to crumble. You're not going to be able to make it through. And I'm telling you guys because that has happened to me. They were battles that I didn't face in the dark. And when the light hit, I wasn't ready to go and put that work in. I wasn't ready to step up the way I was supposed to step up because I was still dealing with so many problems. Now, what do you mean by the light though? Right? Listen to what I just said again. Some of us have battles we need to face in the dark. So when we get put in the light, we don't crumble. Okay? Listen to that. Okay? There are certain things that we are dealing with internally. There are certain people that we need to forgive. There are certain mental issues. There are certain emotional traumas that we're going through that we need to face and battles that we need to face in that dark. Because guess what? When it is your time to shine and the opportunity shows up, because the opportunities are going to show up. When the light shows up, when that opportunity shows up, when God says here, are you ready? Are you going to be ready when that light shows up, when that opportunity shows up? Because what do they say that luck is? They say that luck is, right? Hard work is when hard work and preparation come together. Some of you guys have the light coming to you guys this summer. Some of you have preparation meets opportunity. That's what it is. That's what luck is. You guys got it. Right? Preparation meets opportunity, right? You got to be prepared, right? That's why you got to face those problems in the dark so that when the light shows up, when the light is the opportunity. That's the light. That's the opportunity. But if you're not prepared, you miss the opportunity. That's why the story of the preacher, okay, in the city that's going underwater is so relevant, right? What does the preacher do? Okay, the preacher is in a town that's going underwater. Boats come around. Hey, preacher, we need you to get on the boat. We're evacuating the city. The whole city is going underwater. If you stay here, you can drown. The preacher says, no, I'm good. God got me. Another boat comes around. Preacher, we've evacuated the whole city. We need you to get on the boat. The preacher says, no, I'm good. God got me. The preacher's on top of the chapel now. The water can't go any higher. Helicopter comes over his head, throws him the ladder. Preacher, we need you to grab this ladder. If you stay here, you will drown in the next few minutes. He screams up at the guys, I'm good. God got me. Long story short, the preacher drowns and he dies. He gets up to heaven. He's frustrated with God. He said, God, I don't understand. I believed in you. I thought you were going to get me out of this situation. And you know what God says? He says, preacher, I send you 2 boats and a helicopter. You missed all 3 opportunities. What's the moral of the story? God is going to send you opportunities every single chance that he gets. And if you're not prepared and if you're not aware when you see it, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. And that's what happens to most people. You're going to miss it because you wasn't prepared, because you're so caught up in the battles that you're facing in the dark. Put a 1 in the chat box if you know somebody that hasn't taken advantage of an opportunity because of the problems that they're going through. Put a 1 in the chat box if you know somebody like that. If you introduce this business to somebody, or if you talk to somebody about something, and the moment that you introduce them to it, they told you, yo, right now I can't do it because of what I'm going through. I'm dealing with something right now. Life is not the best. They missed the opportunity that God sent them because they were too caught up in what they were going through that they completely missed the opportunity. You know how many people I've tried to help? How many people I've done my best to help them? Like, yo, let me help you. Let me help you get into the right position to win. But because they're so caught up in what they're going through and their financial issues and all of this stuff, that they miss the opportunity that I've given them to help. They don't even see that I'm looking to help them. Because there's battles that need to be fought in the dark before the light hits. Because when the light hits, you crumble if you're not ready. And like we always say, time will promote you or it will expose you. Okay? And at the end of the day, guys, it's not my job to expose anybody. That's not my job. And it's not my job to promote you either. But 3 to 6 months from now, we will see who was promoted and who was exposed. Those that put the work in the dark, those that put the work in private will be promoted in public. And when I see people being promoted in public and being celebrated and happy and successful, then I know that those were the ones that put the work in. And then the ones that are still struggling, the ones that are still down, the ones that are still going through it, then those were the ones that got exposed, and those were the ones that weren't putting in the work in private and didn't face those battles in private. That's how it works, man. That's truly how it really, really works. Time is going to promote and expose everybody, including me. Time will promote me or expose me as well. Time doesn't wait for nobody. Trust me, it doesn't wait for me. It's not like, yo, Nano, come on, catch up, bro. Nope. It's going to expose me if I don't put the work in. And it's going to promote me if I do. And that's what I love about time. Time doesn't wait on anybody. Look, we've been on this call already, 40, 45 minutes? We can never get the 45 minutes back that we've been on this call. Never. Doesn't matter what we do. Doesn't matter how much money we pay. We can never, ever, ever get the time that we've spent on this call already. Never. Make sure that you guys are not wasting time. Because some of us are spending way too much time on our phones, on Instagram, on social media, spending time with people that you shouldn't be spending time with. All that time is valuable time. Think about that, family. Even if it's 6 hours a day on your phone, 6 hours a day on your phone, 7 days a week, that's over 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week times 4 weeks in a month. Okay, that's over 160 hours for the month. And in the summertime, if we do the math, 160 plus 160 is 320 plus another 160. That's close to 480 hours. Let's just say 500 hours. Some of you guys are going to spend at least 500 hours on your phone this summer. But if I were to ask you, yo, did you spend 500 hours on yourself? It won't show up. It's sad when you really sit down and think about that. Think about what I just said. Some of us will spend 500 hours on our phone this summer that's guaranteed is already done. Like, it is already done. It's already a habit. It's not, it's something that some of us can't even run away from it because we already spend all that time on our phone. And that's at 6 hours. That's at the minimum. Think about what I'm saying. That's at the minimum. You're going to spend at least 500 hours on your phone this summer. It's scary when I even think about it. I'm like, oh my God. If you're going to spend that much time on your phone, I hope and I pray that you're spending just as much time working on your business and working on yourself. I pray that you guys are doing it. I pray. And you know what's the messed up part? That there's people that we know that don't do business, that they're not aware of anything that we do, and they're gonna go and spend 500 plus hours this summer, and none of it is gonna be productive. But they'll tell you that they don't have time. They'll tell you that they're too caught up, they're too busy. They'll tell you that they're going through something. Of course, you're going through something, bro. You spent 500 hours on a phone a whole summer, man. Of course. And then you ask them, yo, how much time did you spend on yourself this summer? And they can't even, they'll look down like this. They'll be like, they can't even tell you. But they're going through something, though. But they're going through something. It's time for some of us to wake up, fam. And it's time for us to wake the people up around us as well. When you sit down and think about it, 500 hours, just think about it. We're just talking about a season, the summer. There's 4 seasons in a year. We're looking at over 2,000 hours for a year. If you do the math, at least, give or take. It hurts, bro. It hurts. It's like me telling you, yo, come work for me all summer and make no money. Imagine if I asked all of you guys, yo, guys, look, as a matter of fact, I got a job for the whole Mornings with Nano family. Look, this is the job, guys. I need you guys to work 6 hours a day, 7 days a week for me. All right. And at the end of the 3 months, I'm not going to pay you guys anything. I just need you guys to work 500 hours for me this summer. But I'm not going to pay you guys at all. But just work 500 hours for me this summer, please. None of you guys would do it. Nobody here would say yes to that. No one here would work 500 hours and not want to get paid for it. But the thing is that time spent is time spent. Doesn't matter how you do it. Doesn't matter if you spend time on your phone, if you spend time at home, if you spend time with your girl, with your boyfriend. The time spent is gone. You can never get it back. It's time that we start waking people up, fam. What we do in the dark will always show up in the light. That's number 2. Number 3, we're talking about the 4 ways to improve your character. We said number 1 is we must be impeccable with our word. Number 2, we said is we got to understand that whatever we do in the dark will always show up in the light. Number 3 is never allowing failure to be bigger than you. You are always bigger than your failure. Never allow your failures to be bigger than you. Understand that you are always bigger than your failures. Never allow those failures, fam. And we're going to fail. But remember, fail, F-A-I-L, is your first attempt in learning. It's okay if you fail, man. It's okay if it doesn't go your way. It's okay if they say no. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay if you stutter on your first call. But don't be scared to fail. Do not be scared to fail. Number 2 was Understand that whatever you do in the dark will always show up in the light. Okay? And remember, and some of you guys know this, but I need you guys to understand it on a deeper level, that this business, this journey, and this whole thing that we're on, 90% of it is spiritual. The other 10% is physical. How you think, what you feel, that's what's going to determine your life. The work that we put in is only 10% of it. These calls is only 10% of it. 90% to 99% of it is going to be the spiritual work. That's where I work. I work on the spiritual more than I do on the physical work is easy. This work is easy for me. The calls, the three-way calls, the presentations, that's easy. That's all easy. That's easy work. The hard part is the spiritual part. That's the hard part. That's why I work so much on the spiritual. It's the truth. I know a lot of people who have physically made a lot of money, but spiritually they're drained. They're unhappy as hell. They have no desire to keep going. Guess what? When I get to that level and I'm making that much money, I'm going to be so happy with where I'm at because I've been working spiritually for years. My energy is cleansed. My relationship with God is going to be strong. My enlightenment, my peace, my purpose is going to be. People don't understand that though. I'm preparing myself. I'm growing myself in both areas, physically and spiritually. The alignment is going to be too good. But most people don't see that though. So many people let me tell you guys something that some of you guys may not want to hear. Let me be honest real quick. And I might hurt some feelings right now, but some of you guys, to be honest with you, if I were to give you $1 million right now, you wouldn't even be ready to maintain $1 million. You wouldn't even know what to do with $1 million right now. If I'm being 100% real. Some of us would not even know what to do if we had $1 million right now. This success, this desire for the things that you want, you wouldn't even be ready for it. You wouldn't even know what to do with it. You wouldn't even know how to emotionally handle that. You can't emotionally handle where you're at now. You're definitely not going to be able to emotionally handle $1 million. You're not going to be able to, because remember, what you ask for comes with a responsibility. If you can't be responsible with the few $100s and $1,000 that you earn now, how are you going to be responsible with $1 million? Why you think that most people that make a lot of money and they're not mentally there, they always end up being broke again? Because they wasn't ready to receive that yet. They wasn't ready to receive that yet. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Some of us don't have the responsibility. Some of us don't have the emotional intelligence to handle that kind of money yet. And that's why you don't have it. Until you don't have the emotional intelligence, the mental stability, the emotional, but the spiritual alignment, all of that time, you're not going to be ready to receive that kind of blessing. Some of you, I'm telling you guys, you will not know what to do with it if it was given to you today. You won't. I know it for a fact. You won't. That Jim Rohn says it. He says you could give everybody the same amount of money. Jim Rohn said it in the audio. I don't know if you guys know which audio I'm saying here, but Jim Rohn said it in audio. He said you can take all the money in the world and you can split it up equally. Everybody gets the same amount. And eventually it will end up back in the same hands of where it started with the 5%. And it'll all go back to the same hands. Because it's not about the money, it's about the mindset. It's about how you know how to handle it. You can take all the money in the world and split it equally, and it'll all go back to the same hands. It's the truth. It is the truth. So don't allow your failures to be bigger than you. Embrace failure so you can be ready for that money when it comes. Because you got to learn how to fail now so that when the failures come in the future, you know how to handle them. The thing is, look, guys, I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned. Bro, I've lost 60K in a month. But I prepared myself for losses like that. I prepared myself for failures like that. Imagine losing 60K like that in a month. And you're looking left and right. You're looking at your account. You're like, bro, I just lost 60K. But you know what my mentor told me? He said, no, you got to lose 60K to make 500,000. I said, you're right. Let's run it again then. Let's go. That's how it works. I gotta lose 60K to get 500. The game, that's how it works. But I was prepared for that because I understood the game. Anybody else would have allowed that to break them. I was ready for it. Okay? I was ready for it. Okay? And that's what I need you guys to understand. Right? You got to be ready for these things. You got to prepare yourself for the failures. And for me, that was my first attempt in learning. And it changed. And it leveled me up more than ever. Now I'm more prepared than ever. It was one of the things that I needed to happen to me so that I can now have the lessons and the wisdom that I had. And like Daniela said in the chat box, how you handle the lows determines how high you go next. It goes a donation. That's all I look at it. Yo, I had to give it away. But I didn't. Well, why do I say that? I don't say it to impress you guys, but I never allow that failure to be bigger than me. I kept working. I kept running the play. I kept showing up. I kept doing what was required of me. And now I'm bigger. Now the wins I'm getting are bigger. Now I'm going to make 7 figures. And one day I'm going to have to lose a certain amount to gain a certain amount. That's how it works. That was nothing compared, right? That was nothing compared to the amount that some of my mentors have lost. It is so true. It is so true. So that's number 3. Never allow your failures to be bigger than you. And then the last and final one, in order for you to improve your character, that's what we're going over, the 4 ways to improve your character. All right. Number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, understand that what you do in the dark will show up in the light. And number 3, never allowing failures to be bigger than you. Okay. You are always bigger than your failures. And then number 4 is whatever you start, finish it. Whatever you start, you finish. That is where it's at right there. We started this, we finished this. I started this book, I finished this book. I started this journal, I finished this journal. I started my week, I finished my week. Okay? Whatever I start, I am going to finish. I said I'm going to run this business up to multiple 7 figures. I started this. I'm not yet at that. I got to keep going. I said we're going to max out this compensation plan. We are going to max out this compensation plan. That's how it works. I'm, halfway through my compensation plan? I still got another half to go. It took me, 4 years to go halfway up? If it takes me another 4 years to max it out, let it be. But we're going to max out this compensation plan. That's the way I think about it. I'm like, it took me 4 years to get halfway up the compensation plan. That's fine. That's perfect. Let's go max this compensation plan out now. Next 4. That's how I look at it, bro. Time is gonna pass. Even if it's like this, look, this is what I tell people, right? Yo, even if you hit 1 rank a year, you're still better than you were the year before that. Let's say it takes you, in my business, $600 a month 1 year, $1,000 a month 2 years, $2,000 a month 3 years, $5,000 a month 4 years, $10,000 a month 5, $25,000 a month 6 years, $50,000 a month 7 years, $100,000 a month 8 years, $250,000 a month 9 years, $500,000 a month 10 years. And then if we do 2 more, 10 to 12 years. What if I told you it would take you 10 to 12 years to make $500,000 a month? Would you dedicate the 10 years? Right? Put a 10 in the chat box if you would dedicate the 10 years if you knew that you can make $500,000 at the end of those 10 years. Because the thing is, you could go dedicate those 10 years to a job and you'll be only making a little bit more. You maybe be making 6 figures, maybe. That's what I be telling people. I'm like, bro, you guys are so like, bro, you could hit 1 rank a year for 10 years. Stop getting so caught up. The thing is too much comparison. I never compared myself. If I had to hit 1 rank a year, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. I haven't hit a rank this year, and that's okay with me. If I hit just 1 rank this year in my business, that's okay with me because that'll put me at $50,000 a month. And if it takes me another year to make $100,000 a month, that's okay with me. Maybe 1 year it'll come and I hit 2, 3 ranks because God just feels like I deserve it like that. But I hit MMX Educator, exactly. So we all win, family. Stop thinking that you have to be moving at this incredible fast pace. Move at your pace. It's your race. It's your marathon. You don't have to be moving as fast as I am. You don't have to be moving as fast as the person on the left, on the right. Run your own race. The point is that you get there. That's it. As long as you get there, you will get your own personal trophy for getting there. No one gets a bigger trophy or anything. We all get the same trophy. So why are you so caught up in doing this stuff? You started this journey, finish this journey. Take your time. Yes, should you grind your face off? Should you push yourself? Should you get uncomfortable? Absolutely. Because you'll get there faster. But run your race. Make this week. Look, guys, you have 4 days? You have today. You have until Friday. And then it's a new 6 months. You got to think about it. It's a new year. Some of us have accomplished more in these 6 months than some people are going to accomplish the whole year. Think about that. Some of us have accomplished more in the last 6 months than some people are going to accomplish in the next year. So don't feel bad. Do not feel bad, family. Let's work our butts off. Let's improve our character. 4 ways to improve your character. Number 1, we said it. Be impeccable with your word. Number 2, what you do in the dark will show up in the light. Number 3, what did we say number 3 was? I lost my note here. Somebody remind me what number 3 was. I'm having a little brain fart right now. Oh, never allow failure to be bigger than you. All right. And number 4 is whatever you start, you finish. Whatever you start, finish it. Now, I challenge all of you to go. All right. I love you too, bro. I challenge all of you guys to go and teach this on your Instagram. Go teach this to your teams. Go teach this to your parents, to your friends, to a family. Go teach this to somebody. Go teach this to somebody. Let them know, yo, if you want to get to the next level, we need to improve our character. And these are the 4 ways we do it. Number 1, okay, we are always impeccable with our word. Number 2, okay, I don't know why I keep having these brain farts. Number 2, what you do in the dark will always show up in the light. Number 3, never allow the failures to be bigger than you. And number 4 is, like we just talked about, whatever you start, you finish, fam. Go teach it to them. And you'll see that a lot of people will have an incredible amount of breakthroughs this week if you set them up. All right, fam. So with that being said, that wraps up today's call. All right, put some 4s in the chat box if you guys got value from this call and if you're going to go teach this to somebody. Because remember, it's about learning, application, results, teach. Learn, apply, 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 results, teach. LART. That's the name of the game. And you learn this better, and you would want to apply this better by teaching it, fam. So that wraps up today's call, guys. Thank you guys so much for hopping on today's call. I'm going to get you guys all the links and updates today. I'm actually jumping on the call with the head of education here within the platform that's going to get me set up with all the links and everything for the MMX platform, so you guys can start getting set up with that. But I'm super excited for you guys. For those that don't know, just to give you guys a reminder, Mornings with Nano is no longer going to be on YouTube 5 days a week. It's only going to be on YouTube twice a week, on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. Okay, I'm only going to be doing 2 free calls a week. After that, we are making some big moves. I just got promoted to be the first mindset educator of Bob Proctor's platform called MMX, which stands for Master Mentor. And I am the first person that got promoted to it, which I am extremely thankful for. And I am getting put in a position to elevate in new ways. And that's what comes with consistency and the value that I've put out. So I'm extremely happy for us because this happened for us. Now, it's only going to be $30 a month for you to be a part of the MMX platform, which means you have access to 12 calls a month, okay, with recordings right after, okay? That comes out to $2.50 per call, $7.50 a week, okay? And in reality, is only $1 a day, okay? It's only $30 a month to be a part of the MMX platform, and you will have access to everything that I come with. That will also give you guys access to retreats, merch, and a lot of other things that are now going to be coming due to the fact that I am a part of this platform. All right, fam. So I hope that you guys are happy for me. I hope that you guys are willing to make that investment into this platform, because trust me when I tell you, the way that I am coming on MMX is going to be completely different than the way that we've done it in the past, fam. So for those asking, if you need to be a part of IAM to be a part of this, no, you do not. This is going to be a completely different platform from IAM. It's going to be connected to it, but you do not have to be a part of it. You can just simply sign up for MMX. Okay, you do not have to sign up to trade. You do not have to sign up to crypto, anything. It doesn't matter if you're a part of another network marketing business. You can sign up because all you're enrolling for is the mindset side of it, and that's it, which is for Mornings with Nano. All right, fam. So I hope everybody can understand. Trust me. If you are already a part of IAM, then it's just going to be an add-on for you. Okay. And I will just, after this month, next week, I will only be on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. Alyssa, hit me up on the side. I'll get you plugged in. All right. But with that being said, let's get a quick prayer in. I'll get you guys all the information within the next day or two. I'm going to be talking to the head of education tonight, and she's going to be making sure that I get everything else in. All right, family. So with that being said, quick prayer for all of us, and then we can head out. Everybody bow your heads and let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful day filled with your grace and your abundance. We are so thankful for the amount of value and wisdom that you continue to pour into us. We are understanding the power of our character now more than ever, and we will make sure that we are impeccable with our word this week. We will make sure that we understand that there's certain battles that we need to face in the dark before we go in the light, because we know that you're going to give us opportunities. We know that you're going to shine the light on us, God. So we're going to make sure that we face these battles in the dark. And some of us who are on this call, we need your help with those battles, Father. We need you to stand by our side during those battles, because some of these battles that we're facing right now, they're big, and we need you right there by our side, Father. So we pray that you stand by the side of the individuals that need your help during these battles that they're going to be facing in the dark, so that when that light shines upon them, they're going to be ready for it. And I know that failures are going to come. I know that challenges are going to come, but we're going to be ready and prepared for them. And we are going to finish everything that we start, God. And it's just so incredible, everything that you continue to teach us every day. Continue to protect us, continue to guide us through this journey, because there's no better person that is going to be our leader than you, God. And we trust you. We believe in you. We have faith in you. We know that everything that you're doing is for a bigger purpose, and we couldn't pick a better leader than you, God. So thank you so much for always being there for us. Thank you ahead of time for this intentional week, this productive week that we are about to have, filled with breakthroughs and filled with quantum leaps. We are so thankful for everything, God. Let's go out there and be great. Protect us, guide us. We love you so much, and we appreciate you so much. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 All right, fam. So with that being said, guys, I love you. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys all so much for hopping on today's call. I'm glad I was able to get you guys in and out of here before 10:30, which is always my goal. So I'm glad that each and every single one of you guys got value this morning. I'm glad that every single person here understands how they must develop their character now in order for them to get themselves to the next level. Let's continue to elevate. Let's continue to win. Like this call. If you got value from it, if you got value from this call, like this video, please subscribe to my channel. All right. I'm still going to be dropping content on here. I'll probably still go live every once in a while so that I can still be able to come on here and give you guys value. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. All right. Turn on my post notifications so you can be up to date with all the notifications that I do. And just know that I love you guys to the moon and back. If you guys want to listen to me outside of YouTube, all right, you guys can listen to my podcast. My podcast is live on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and on SoundCloud as well, family. You guys can find me on all those platforms. I love you guys to the moon and back. Season 4 is on the way, and let's continue to elevate, fam. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. Have a productive day, fam. Let's run it.